Christian McCaffrey's out. That seems important. What's going on, everybody? I'm Lindquist at Awesemo.com, coming to you with my top 5 waiver wire pickups for week 4 of the NFL season. I hope week 3 treated you well, but if not, if you're in an 0-3 hole, a 1-2 hole, or even if you're 3-0 in your leagues, I got 5 guys that can help you continue to ascend up your rankings that you can stash on your bench. A couple guys you can just plug and play right away, but first, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you know when this and all the other content at the Awesemo Fantasy Football channel is going live. Now let's get to my picks. To get things going, let's take a look at an offense that we all think of as hot garbage, but has coincidentally been a source of some unexpected and completely random production because of their game scripts in the first 3 weeks, the Detroit Lions. With Tyrell Williams in concussion protocol, and the Lions all but assured to be in pass-heavy game scripts from now until eternity with how atrocious their defense is, Kalif Raymond makes sense as a stash or emergency play in the event you're thin at wide receiver. Raymond is owned in a grand total of 0% of 12-team Yahoo leagues, so it's safe to say there's a 0% chance he's not available in your league right now. Not to fall into a major recency bias trap, but the man was targeted 10 times this Sunday against the Ravens, resulting in 6 catches and 68 yards. It's going to be hard to rely on any other Lions player not named DeAndre Swift for consistency or touchdown equity, but Raymond makes a decent emergency start against a brutal Bears squad if need be. Sure, sometimes it might be Quintez Cephas or Amon-Ra St. Brown who pop for big plays here or there, but double-digit targets don't come often at 0% rostered on the waiver wire. So grab him now and see if he can play himself onto your squad. From a complete unknown to a you know him but you've probably been burned by him before, number 4 is Rams receiver DeSean Jackson. Going back to his days in Philadelphia and Washington, Jackson has always been known as a formidable deep threat capable of breaking open plays by breaking open lanes and secondaries. Sure enough, Sunday was a remember me game out of the 34-year-old as he received multiple 40-plus yard targets that resulted in a massive 3-catch, 120-yard game along with 1 score. Basically, if you had started him, which 98% of 12-team Yahoo leagues did not, you probably wrecked your opposition. Of course, that's an insane proposition to do that, but going forward, it's nice to know that with a competent QB in Matthew Stafford there in Los Angeles, Jackson makes a nice plug-and-play if you're in a bind. It's hard to find unowned wide receivers that everyone would agree has this much upside so long as he sees the field. So as long as he doesn't cost anything in your fab budget or any sort of waiver priority, grab a piece of this explosive offense through Jackson's wheels. Before we move on, just a quick word from our sponsor, Yahoo. I'm telling you right now, if you have ever wanted to play their daily fantasy sports contests, which are some of the best in the entire industry, now is the time, and here's why. Right now, if you're a new user at Yahoo, go on, create an account, and deposit $10 or more, and you will receive 2 free months of Awesemo Plus Platinum completely free. That is every sport behind the paywall, no strings attached, a $180 value, completely free to you. That's NBA when that starts back up. That's MLB, which is still in full swing. NFL, which is going to be going from now until February. I'm telling you, this is the best time to go sign up. So take advantage of that promo now, and we'll see you behind the paywall. With Kyle Rudolph shipped off to the Giants in the offseason and Irv Smith Jr. out for the season following meniscus surgery, tight end was expected to be a wasteland in Minnesota. And through 2 weeks, that wasn't far from the truth, as 6 catches for 56 yards is all the position could muster through 2 weeks. But this Sunday, a hero emerged wearing purple by the name of Tyler Conklin, a deep flyer some tried to make a thing in week 1, but finally made his presence felt against the Seahawks in week 3. And not some meaningless mark in a lopsided game, but a 70-yard and a score outing that many wish they had waiting for them to utilize in week 4. And here's the thing. Kirk Cousins made Jordan Reed an absolute thing for years in Washington, so his targets to the tight end position could certainly be a thing going forward if Conklin can continue to get open at this clip. And considering the lack of anything that took place at the tight end position in week 3, grabbing Conklin, who's rostered in just 4% of Yahoo leagues, feels like a pretty good idea to me. So do it, and thank me later when Cousins uses him as a safety valve repeatedly in Week 4 against Myles Garrett and the absurd Browns pass rush that just harassed Justin Fields for 9 sacks on Sunday. Now to our first play who is rostered into the double digits of any leagues, but needs to be added in all leagues right now, is Hunter Renfrow. Showing up on rosters at just an 11% clip in Yahoo leagues, that will change in the aftermath of his 5 catches, 77 yards, and a touchdown performance Sunday in an overtime win versus the Dolphins. He's unquestionably the slot receiver, and with defenses keying in on Darren Waller, he's the beneficiary of a lot of open looks in the center of the field. Do we expect massive outbursts like in Week 3 every time out from him? Of course not, but he only saw the field on 50% of offensive plays in the first 2 weeks of the season and still put up production. But there's an obvious rapport between him and Derek Carr that makes me not concerned about this lack of playing time at times, and this 3-0 Raiders team utilizes him in the slot on almost all third downs, and that's a sign of positive things to come. Plus, in a Week 4 matchup versus the Chargers that they'll need to keep pace in, he makes for an actual flex consideration this coming Sunday, more than you can say for most wide receivers left out on the wire. Before we get to number 1, here are my top 5 streamer ads for the week if you are in need of a short-term rental, even if you want to stash somebody away just in the event that some of these injuries prolong. These are 5 plays you should be looking at. Number 5, Nick Westbrook-Akina out of Indiana. Anybody who played college DFS is very well acquainted with this guy. Definitely came to fruition. He's rostered in 0% of Yahoo leagues. A.J. Brown, if he continues to be out here with this hamstring injury, if this ends up being a thing, definitely want to stash him and play him in the event you need a wide receiver spot. Number 4, Dawson Knox. This is basically an investment in Buffalo in trying to get any piece of this offense here with Josh Allen, who definitely came back to life this Sunday. Number 3, Tim Patrick of the Denver Broncos came 2 yards short of the 100-yard bonus. If your leagues are into such things, if KJ Hamler continues to be out here coming off of his early exit of this game, and we know Jerry Jeudy's not there, Tim Patrick makes an interesting ad for Week 4. Number 2, Kendrick Bourne of the New England Patriots. We're looking at a shootout game here with Tampa Bay. You could do worse than a guy who's basically the only other targeted wide receiver from the New England side. Kendrick Bourne, number 2. And number 1, Peyton Barber went over 100 yards here for the Las Vegas Raiders. In the event that Josh Jacobs is out, definitely want to be investing in Peyton Barber, who's only rostered in 6% of Yahoo leagues. And now to the most no-brainer pick since Week 1 with Elijah Mitchell. It's Chuba Hubbard, currently rostered in just a quarter of Yahoo leagues. In the aftermath of Christian McCaffrey's hamstring strain on Thursday, which is bound to keep him out for a few weeks, the 3-0 Panthers are expected to rely heavily on their rookie back out of Oklahoma State. Now, are we expecting McCaffrey-like things out of him in his stead? Hell no. But considering former Bronco Royce Freeman is the only other back that should even be pushing him for touches, and he is not good, rest easy that this is a great situation for Hubbard going forward. And while not a super acclaimed receiving back in his time at OSU, simply being on the field in this Panthers offense should get him a non-zero target floor, making him by far the best ad of the week. Happily look at firing a hefty amount of your fab budget or utilizing first waiver priority in order to secure a backfield that has obviously found some success in the early going of 2021. And those are my top 5 waiver wire ads for Week 4 of the NFL season. Let me know in the comment section below what you think, if there's anybody I missed, anybody else you're really interested in snagging. Love to have the back and forth with you all, and looking forward to doing this again next week for Week 5. Until then, I'm Eric Lindquist at Awesemo.com. Best of luck.